So, a new day, a new company. Today, I have someone who works for Finix Payments, which is a solution built platform which specifically focuses on earning more revenue, reducing churn, and delighting customers. So, the process is much more efficient, much more productive, and easier for the customers, which is something that all of us want at the end of the day. Let's welcome Emmanuel on 10 Minutes of Hiring Wisdom, where he will tell us about where he's currently working, what he does for the company, and if he has any tips for job seekers out there. Hi, Emmanuel. How are you doing today?
Hi, how's it going? Thanks for
Good.
having me.
Yourself? Of course. How's your day going so far?
Good, good. Just working away, trying to continue building this awesome company.
So, can you tell us about your company, what you do for the company?
Sure. So Finix Payments is an infrastructure payments company that we provide software platforms to be able to monetize their payments and create a better UX UI experience for their customers. And so that essentially future-proofs their product and allows them to embed payments.
Okay. And what do you do for the company?
So my job is in the kind of business development and partnerships space or function. And I'm specifically thinking about sort of the broader mission of Finix. And so while I described a little bit more of like what the product and kind of more specific for customers, our broader mission is to create the most accessible financial services ecosystem in history. So we're
Okay.
building essentially the tools or the operating system for fintech, and it starts with payments.
Okay. And you mentioned that your role also focuses on partnerships. Can you maybe describe how the landscape has changed, specifically because of the pandemic when it comes to
Sure.
partnerships? Are people much more open to being involved in partnerships now? Are people less receptive? What's going on there?
Yeah, no, thanks for asking. So I think people are open to partnerships. In fact, I would say the folks that have been in this space for a long time, the banks, the acquirers, the merchant acquiring processors, sort of all the folks that have been in the space for a while, sometimes are referred to as legacy payments companies or legacy financial services companies. They all realize that they need to be more digital. You even hear the CEO of JP Morgan, largest bank in America, essentially say, hey, we need to watch out for all these new fintech companies because they could be eating their lunch. So we feel that at least for us, there's been a good amount of incoming partnership opportunities. And so on partnerships specifically, I think it's going well. The broader story is that payments has changed because of COVID, where a number of things that were already in the works in the industry have accelerated. So when you think about how you pay, I'm sure most of your listeners would tell you that they have probably changed their behavior slightly, at least for some of their vendors, where instead of having to swipe a card or enter a chip, there's now more contactless payments options. And so a lot of times, even when you maybe go to the coffee shop, while before you were more used to going in and swiping your card or entering your card or dipping your card, now you're more likely to download their app and pay via their app, right? And so there's more of that that's been going on. And so while high level, most people would think, well, that was already available, but I think the behavior has actually changed, and therefore more payments are going from, in kind of industry terminology, going from card present to card not present, meaning instead of having to show a card, there's sort of other digital means for you to be able to make payments. And I think that was a trend. It's accelerating now, and we think it's going to continue growing from here on out. And so for us, because we're obviously a tech company and we're we facilitate payments digitally as well as through other legacy methods. Because we're a technology company, it makes it easier for anyone doing it in via e-commerce or in digital methods. Makes it much easier for them to utilize our technology.
That makes sense. And I'm curious, how did you end up at this company yourself? What was your journey like?
Sure. So I'm one of the lucky ones that where I I wear the investor hat, so I'm an investor as well. And so because of that, I was able to find this company pretty early. I knew the founder CEO since even before he founded this company, and so I was able to essentially be along for the ride since the very beginning as an investor. And so I've participated as an investor, and then as the years went on and we're starting to get more attention, more growth, I've been able to take a role where I can help them with a lot of the things that this company needs at this moment. And for me, it's just super exciting to be in a more integral way as part of the company.
Okay, that makes sense. So you were an investor. Just curious as to, because you did invest, you saw the company go through different
Yeah.
transitions. What makes, as in, like, there's a lot of risk involved when you're investing in a business. Can you maybe describe a little more on that? Like, what makes you think a company would be a good fit, worth your money that you're investing in? Just
Well,
curious.
this team was tackling a very hard problem. A lot of people thought that payments were already solved. There are already solutions for payments, but they were essentially getting deeper into the infrastructure of payments. And they were a very, very capable team. In fact, before they even raised money, they were already making revenue. Therefore, as an investor from a product market fit perspective, this company already knew what they were doing. And so it's much easier to invest in a company where the founding team already knows what they're doing, already getting business without even needing any money. So much easier to make that type of decision. However, payments isn't sexy. It's not always. Maybe now fintech has gotten a lot more attention in the markets, but 5 6 years ago it wasn't. So it was definitely an acquired taste for a lot of people. But for me, it was easy when you got a good team.
Okay.
Like you got to back them and then be hands on and help them grow.
Okay, well, I'm glad it worked out for you and it was worth your money, because at the end of the day, a lot of people spend a lot of
Yeah,
money. And when it sees that it's actually being put into place, it's actually making a difference, you realize that, yes, years from now, you made the right decision. So I'm glad it worked
yeah.
out for
And
you.
and I would
And
add
because you
just on
mentioned,
that,
sorry, go ahead.
uh, I would add that it's there's definitely the making money, but there's also like if you are an investor in venture strategies, you have to be thinking much bigger in that your companies are making an impact on society. And everyone says like change the world or whatever, right? But like where like you want to back teams who are really trying to rethink how an industry is shaped, and that's what Finix is doing. We are essentially willing to take on the giants of the industry. In some ways, partner with them. In other ways, just help them with making better technology to make again financial services, starting with payments, much more accessible. So it is about taking on these big, hard, challenging problems and then rethinking how payments should be done globally.
Of course, I can definitely see you're definitely solving an important problem and making things easier for the customer side, which is something that's so important at the end of the day, because customers are in charge now. At first, it was businesses that were in charge, but now it's customers, because they have so many different options that they could go to. So definitely, businesses need to step up their game, making sure that they provide the best services for their customers. Because if they don't, someone
That's right.
else will. So that definitely makes sense. And Emmanuel, the last question would be: Is because you mentioned your company is growing? There's been a lot of things that have been going on. Is your company hiring? What kind of positions are open, and what kind of people are you wanting to join your team?
We are hiring talent of all shapes and sizes. We want the top talent to be working with us. And so we have a lot of job openings. I would say number one, we are a technology company. And so, as a technology company, usually the number one type of hire are software engineers. And so, absolutely, we are looking for the best software engineers out there, engineers that don't just want a job, they want a mission. They want to be able to take on an old kind of boring industry of payments that and make it more exciting and more interesting. And so we're tackling amazing hard problems. And so we want to recruit the best engineers that are motivated by that because it's definitely going to be an amazing journey. We're still in early stages. We have less than 150 employees, but we're growing really fast. And I think just look on our jobs page, and you'll see tons of openings on the engineering front, as well as other sort of ancillary functions, whether it's support engineering, customer success, even folks on the sales and the business development side or marketing. We are hiring there as well. We're also hiring a head of finance, a technical project manager, a customer service rep. So there, sort of other jobs as well that are available. But please, by all means, check out our jobs page and let us know. We want to hire.
Okay, well, you heard it from Emmanuel, who is an investor, but also is working for the company because he truly believes that the company is making a difference and solving a hard problem. But for now, our time is up, Emmanuel. It was an absolute pleasure having you as a guest, learning so much about you, your journey, and how you ended up at the company, and just specifically how you're working towards something that you know has a bigger cause and solves a bigger problem than all of us. So thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure having you as a guest.
Thank you. Appreciate the time.